these little, you can see here, this is the worm poop, the holes that the worm leaves, and they're fairly tiny worms. We have a lot of that going on. The little white, they look like little white butterflies. They're flying around in your garden. They're the ones that are the parents of these kinds of worms. If you have a small infestation, you can just simply crush them and get them off. We had quite a few of them. So the floating row cover at this time of year when it's still cool will keep the butterflies, they're actually moths, but they look like butterflies, keep the moths from getting to the leaves and laying their eggs. Removing the debris will also help. So things you can do. You can hand pick day or night. You can use this Bacillus thuringiensis. It's abbreviated BT dust. This is another organism that will infect the caterpillars and kill them. But the way it works is they have to ingest it, they have to eat it. So only the bugs that are eating those leaves will be affected by this BT. Pyrethrin is a little bit more. Some of these, as I go down the list, it gets more severe. The 7, we don't recommend using it because it kills worms as well. It doesn't just kill the bad guys, it kills worms.
Comment?
Yes?
BT, some people think that BT is wonderful, and it is for certain things, but it will kill all butterflies.
If they're eating the leaves, you have to ingest it, and I'm glad you brought that up. So again, the top, usually what I say is the top solutions are the ones you try first. And then as you go down this list, pyrethrin will also kill more bugs. The farther down the list you go, the more things it'll kill.
So as you said, you target the plant. You don't just spray it over the entire garden.
Exactly. I'm so glad you brought that up. You don't spray everything, you just spray that plant. And it is, anytime I pull out a spray, even if it's an organic spray, and this is one that's considered organic, because it is, an organism. I want to do minimum damage, really. I just don't want to upset the ecosystem too much. There is the whole theory of, one of the reasons to avoid these non-specific sprays, these ones that are very systemic and kind of kill everything, is that they've done research that shows when you kill not only the bad bug, but you kill the bugs that eat that bug, what happens is there's this, you spray all over and everything dies, and your pest population goes down. But because you've also killed the predatory species, it bounces right back, and it goes up higher than it was before. And so once you get into that cycle of doing your systemic spraying, it goes like this. So, whatever you do, just try to handle that specific problem, and that's why the diagnosis is so important. Aphids, the symptoms, the leaves become yellow, sticky with honeydew, and you want to encourage the ladybug population. So some things you can do is hose off the plants, wash well before eating, and apply pesticide, neem extract, or insecticidal soaps if you get down to, if you tried all the things up above and you still got a problem, then you'll apply the pesticide. Even if it's an organic pesticide, that's kind of how I like to go. Symptoms include, what they like to go after the potatoes, and they have holes and tunnels, stiff waxy yellow, you might see some in the soil. Harvest early potatoes as soon as possible. Crop rotation is really key, especially with potatoes, and I've had a lot of issue with potatoes. Cut away the damaged portions of the tubers. If you're not producing for commercial use, a lot of this damage, you just cut it off. I do that with the carrots, I do it with the potatoes. There is no insecticide currently registered for home use. So if you encounter a problem like this, which I have done, you just don't plant potatoes again in that year, or anything else that's attacked by wireworms. So crop rotations become really key. Okay, I think we've all encountered slugs. And the slime trails, the holes, and Peggy, please explain how you do the slugs, what you do to the slugs.
I'm just looking for a
Plastic
visual
container.
aid.
Well,
Let's pretend that this is a yogurt container. Just the quart size, or yeah, quart size is a nice size. And so I throw them a big kegger. They leave my plants alone. They have a really great time, and they actually produce this sludge when they dissolve in the beer.
It's pretty nasty.
So I take leftover beer from when I have a music party, and you know I don't know why these guys drink this cheap beer, but they do, and then they leave some at my house. I cut a hole like this in my yogurt container. Just I leave enough so that there's enough to support the lid going on and off, and I put it up as high as I can, and it's straight on the bottom, and I'll do a couple of them. And then I plant it, I dig a hole and I plant it right up to the edge. And I try to make the edge so it doesn't hurt their little tummies when they go in for the beer. Because I don't want to hurt them. Sometimes I'll lay a little leaf over, like a little welcome mat over the edge. And then I fill it all the way up to the hole with beer.